And we're live for the mayor's update.
There we are, March break.
March 11th.
Yes,
Oh,
it has been beautiful the last 2 days.
just gorgeous. I'm feeling energized.
I'll take this now through spring.
Yep, 100%.
And light later. Left council here last night in the light.
And I heard it was a fast council too.
Oh, it was
you
very
guys went
fast.
through
There's
this
a
stuff
new
very well.
record. Yeah.
I saw Rose got down to buzz bites to get a bite.
Right.
Yep.
So it was really quite quick last night. But went outside in the light, and we haven't seen that since last Christmas before.
We've got the light streaming in right now.
No, it is. We have kind of sun in the mayor's office. Incredible. That aura is not us. It is actual sunshine. Yes. Lots of great stuff. Great weather and March break and kids playing. We had a mayor's skate yesterday. I also was out yesterday delivering Meals on Wheels with VON. Really? And it was really quite a fun day to get out and visit with people and help out.
My great grandmother had Meals on Wheels. Well, loved it.
Ran into people I knew, and so it was great. Yeah. We still got a couple contests going on.
Yes.
Sort of. Name a snowplow.
I know. I love it. I love this has become a reality.
Are we ever getting a number of responses?
Do you have some favorites that you can share?
There's some. No, I'm waiting. I'm kind of judging, so I don't want to get them out there.
Okay.
Next week we'll name our winners and tell people what the prizes might be. Melissa is accumulating them on her computer, so hopefully you've been to our website and filled it in, and if you have not, you really have till Friday. I think it was the 15th where we're ending it. Right?
Okay. Yep.
Right? So.
I know I sent in all mine, several
the ones that you had, right?
Yeah.
So now we've looking forward to it, and I think we have some excitement about naming, and some of them, my understanding, are very good. So good on everybody.
Yeah.
What else have we got coming up?
We've got the Shamrock Shuffle.
March 22nd, 9 a.m. at the Central United Church.
Yep.
And always a great fundraiser for the inn. And please. If you can't shuffle, even as quickly as I can, please be a supporter. Sponsor someone else in the Shamrock Shuffle. Come out and volunteer. There's a number of ways to sign up. Certainly on raceroster.com and look for it on Facebook. Look for it on other social media and get your team in there. Come dressed in your full green outfits of
your regalia.
Shuffle. Yes.
And I did some photos last year. So if you go onto the inn's Facebook page, you can see all the different shots. If you want some inspiration for outfits, they've got a lot on there.
Yes.
And it is incredible what some people put up together for this.
Well, we kind of have a whole week of St. Patrick's Day this year. I'm at an event at Fanshawe College tomorrow, a business class or an accounting class, and was told, hey, you might as well wear green because it's a St. Patrick's Day. I went, well, that's early. Okay, but I will.
Yeah, it's kind of like people have birthday weeks now. You've got St. Patrick's
the
week.
Extravaganza in my case. But yes, I get it. But,
because a lot of people will be celebrating out at the bars on the Saturday.
Yes. And so many of the workplace ones kind of have to take place this week or early next. So don't forget Shamrock Shuffle for the 22nd. Again, we got a lot of buying local going on.
We sure do.
Let's remind people that it is okay to read the labels and to look and see what was grown somewhere other than the United States.
And, closer to home, the better.
No, local is fantastic.
Yeah.
I was just reading a post by Stephanie that I'm having no parsley with my meatloaf tonight because you could find nothing that was local.
Right.
I went, okay. I can live with that. Right? Now, if the meat was missing, meatloaf is really tough if it's only loaf. Right? Pothole reporting. Some of you have really taken us up on it, and others want to still just state your case online and hope somebody notices. It will not happen. Please go to customerservice.ca and tell us where you're seeing potholes. As we've come out of the real frozen weather into the spring, we're now seeing some that have formed. If we get cold weather for a couple of days, it'll again repeat the process that does it. So we want them to be fixed, and we want you to let us know where you see them.
And how do we do this?
You go to customer service at stthomas.ca. Right?
And make sure that you're
you can phone in if you can't put it on email, but
yeah. And make sure you're actually in St. Thomas, because a lot of people get confused. Like on Elm Street, isn't that Central Elgin?
There's a Centennial one someone was complaining about, and it was not in the city of St. Thomas. So, great. You know what? Even if you're not sure, tell us about it. We're likely to pass it on to the Works Department in the other communities.
Okay, very good.
All right, lots going on. Hey, we're looking for your questions tonight too. We've got a really fast council meeting last night, so we know we're not going to wow you with how much we got done last night. So please, if you've got ways or questions you have for us that you want us to get through, please put them on here tonight so we can get them answered.
Yeah, we've got the maple festivals that are all going on during March break as well. So like Springwater, for example, a good local festival.
Right.
You pop out there, you get pancakes, they've got horse rides, all different events.
Well, I would imagine the maple sap is really flowing too.
It's perfect.
You start to get this, and cold nights still, or cooler nights still, to help it
it's not really warm.
Work. But nice and comfy through the day. You're not out there freezing right, when you're out at the Maple Syrup Festival. So perfect. What else we got?
Oh my goodness. We've got all the different things that happen at council.
Well, let's just see then. We'll just go some of them. Well, we talked at length about a replacement of a pump truck, fire truck.
Yeah.
And it has already been ordered by us. And so we had some conversation about Canadian built or not Canadian built. Our fire chief suggests that although there is at least one company that assembles fire trucks in Canada, they're made with all the U.S. parts. And so the one we bought from is pretty important to us because it matches the rest of our fire truck fleet.
Right.
And so from an internal repairs point of view, but and they take about 3 or 4 years to get here once you order them.
Yeah.
And we're behind a very large order from Montreal, 20 pumper trucks of the same type as ours.
In Montreal?
Yeah. Huh. Don't wait and buy them all at once, Montreal, but apparently that's what we're doing. So we're and the price is not cheap. The price is a little over 100,000 more than we'd originally thought it would be.
Right.
So we had to approve that last night at council. That yes, we still want the public safety that a new pumper truck will offer us.
How about the animal shelter? How's that coming along?
The builder has it in their hands now. So I guess if this is now construction season, as we're starting to see the first staff project started, right? Then we'll start to see construction. I've not been to the animal shelter to see if they've started clearing ground or doing anything out there, but they know they have to complete it in 2025. So,
and the first app, that's the road has been shut down from Wellington to Talbot.
Talbot, basically, the piece from Steele Street to Talbot really won't be touched too much, but there's nowhere to go to get other than get there and go local traffic. So
yeah, you can come down and there's some businesses you can access, like
you can still get all of them, and certainly the Gearlinks Home Hardware, two of their entrances are off Talbot, so they're going to make it as open as we can for the Boxcar Donuts and the other plaza that's there too. And Wellington will stay open across the south. So watch for construction, but we're gonna. This is from now till June. This one will finish as early as it can be finished. It's a connection of wastewater pipes under the ground and the new road bed. So,
and there's more details on the latest Beehive that comes out on YouTube on Wednesday.
All right, so you were out hanging out at first.
We already did it.
All right.
We covered it. We got the details out there, and you'll see them on Wednesday.
Great. We talked about the Veterans Memorial Garden maintenance. The maintenance of there's some questions we had, and while Mr. Bray was up sharing that with us last night, he also shared we had put in a request for a grant to help us do that area. And we got it. Yeah. So we're going to do some minor repairs and different cleanups around the Memorial Garden. So happening.
Fantastic.
And here's a neat one. We approved last night that at the Joe Thornton Community Center, both rinks, a streaming process called Live Barn. It is for people or grandparents from out of town or for people from town. You can watch all the minor hockey. All of the games will be streamed through this process called Live Barn.
Incredible.
So Yeah, we said yes. It doesn't cost us anything. And
that's amazing.
What a great way to do it.
Huh. Right. Very cool. So we got a question in from Sean Barker. There was a fire that happened out summertime. It was just north of Talbot at the rail yards. And now it was the railway ties that got caught on fire. And I know the police chief was looking into seeing if he could get some compensation from CN because it was on the CN's property.
Right.
What's happening with that?
Well, we continue to talk to CN. I mean, look, if you have a business in our community and you have a fire, we're supposed to go put it out. I mean, that's a given. That's why we have a fire department. And so we continue to work with CN, not only on that, but also on access to property. They continue to fine people for walking on railways as they're supposed to. There are no trespassing zones. But we're trying to find a medium ground here as to how the CN police interact with our police on those issues. And how they share with us ahead of time some of the things like with our fire safety. You got a big pile of railway ties someplace, please let us know you do so we can at least give you advice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the best I have. I don't have a final answer for you on it. I know we have negotiations going on in about 4 separate areas with CN right now.
Yeah.
One's the connection to the to the Yarmouth Yards. Others is some level crossing issues that we continue to have. The Barwick Street Bridge and the terrible shape it's in and what CN can help us do with that. So we've got a number of things that we're in discussions with CN. Some of them are in our favor, some are in their favor. We hope that this works out well.
Very good. And then you were saying there's some other stuff that was coming up on council.
We've got there's the Canadian Volunteer Awards. The Employment and Social Development Canada has sent out how to apply for Canada-wide volunteer award. So that was part of the agenda last night too. And then that was really it. We have a unbudgeted capital expenditure at Fire Station number 1 that will come up next week on the agenda again because it has to be reported. It's going to come up. Now it will come up. This is to remodel the change rooms there. We now have 2 genders as firefighters, and so we have to make sure that we have the ability to house 2 genders as firefighters. So that's part of what we're doing there too. And that was pretty much the whole meeting last night.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
Very good. I just had a question come in. Someone saying, is the battery drop-off not at City Hall anymore? There was battery recycling?
There's a recycling box in the front lobby. At least there was the last time I was down there and saw it. And I haven't seen it go missing, but I'll look tomorrow when I come through there. You know, when something's been there for 2 or 3 years, you always see
kind of
there.
like,
wait, what happened to it? Where did that go? Right?
Yeah.
But there are other places to take batteries for recycling. Certainly our recycling center has a small spot for that too.
So. Yeah. So it's still there, still good to go.
Yeah.
What else is coming up in this in the spring here?
Well, it's March now, and it's marching along pretty quickly, right? And so we've we're into a hockey playoffs almost. We're into, and I'm certain that the minor hockey's in the same place, and we've got when we start to see spring, we start to get people who say, well, why aren't the Parks Department out doing this? Right. Whether it's litter cleanups or Earth Day, and where we do neighborhood cleanups and such, those are generally more of an April into May thing. But when we start to see great weather in March, people start to expect, why is this being done? I know we had a couple of comments last week and the week before. What about litter? Well, most businesses do a very good job of sweeping up around their own businesses and taking care of litter. The same with neighborhoods. Many neighborhood groups I see people who are out walking their dogs with a garbage bag in one hand and doing a little bit of pickup now that it's starting to be discovered under those snowbanks.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't really get hiring on in the downtown area of our summer students till really at least the colleges and universities are out. It's usually much more into May, right? So we'll watch what you're expecting. We'll do our best, but we'll also tell you about some neat contests we have on Litter Day, on neighborhood cleanups and such.
Speaking of contests, get your names in for the snowplow naming competition.
Yes.
Yep. Don't forget about it. Downtown, in terms, we've got the shop hop that's coming up. This is the Easter shop hop.
So that's it's less than a month away now, I guess. Right? Yes.
No, it's crazy. Right. And then, of course, get your tickets for the Impact Awards ceremony. That's April 25th. It's going to be fantastic.
Rose suggests that the box has been removed from the lobby. Rose, do you know why it was removed, and what do we do to get it back? If you know, let me know. If not, I will ask the clerk tomorrow, because I know it was a cardboard thing, and sometimes mopping around it will sometimes disfigure cardboard. Yeah, that might be a way to put it. So we'll look for it.
Yeah, we've got a question. There was a person who posted on St. Thomas Happenings about the St. Anne's Festival not going ahead this year.
Yes.
Is that true? Do you know?
That's not a city-run thing, but it was more about the difficulty in finding volunteer help. And how many times have we said that on here?
Yeah.
Right. So if that encourages you to say, I don't want to lose another great community festival like St. Anne's, then maybe you can put your name in as one of the volunteers, or you and your family.
And there's a new volunteer group, like an organization. Volunteer Elgin that's getting set up. So if you're interested in volunteering, tie in with them, and then you can see what organizations need the volunteers, so you can help all these events stay active every year in St. Thomas.
Right. It's hard for people, through the amount of people that are needed. St. Anne's is like a 3 or 4 day festival or a 5-day festival. And when you see the same people there all 5 of the days, like we see at Sports Spectacular, it's a one-night event, but boy, those people go and work their tail off to make these things happen. We continue to ask you to please, but as I think I've shared before, Mom always said, volunteering is the price you pay to live someplace. So, being part of our community, it's important that certainly a lot of the new people coming to our community also become involved in our community.
It's a great way to meet people.
Yeah. It is fantastic. When we do Nostalgia Nights downtown or Oktoberfest, we met many of those people, and many of them said, how do I help next year? This looks like fun. So we are getting the request to do so.
Yeah, and through the Downtown Development Board, we're also looking at making it more exciting and rewarding for volunteers to be involved with the downtown. Because right now it's a lot of the board members, the same board members doing all the volunteering. We want to involve more community members.
So look up on Facebook, Volunteer Elgin. I think you'll find a link there. If not, Big Brothers Big Sisters was kind of fronting this, so they may be the ones to reach out to on how do you get involved and get your name in on certain things. But we saw even this year, so a real winter, we finally had one. Yeah. We hadn't had one in 3 and 4 years, and it was tough for us to find snow angels. In other years, it was always tough, but this was, there was more times where we needed a snow angel, and so we ask you. I don't know the solution.
Right.
I'm not sure we can hold these events if we're having to do it with paid staff. Right.
No, you run out of budget. There's no, you can't. The budgets are so small. And especially with all of the cost rising so much on all the different things, like for the Downtown Development Board, all of our costs have are maybe doubled across the board over the past couple of years. And so,
inflation has cost more for banners. It costs more for fixing snowflakes. Holy cow! We're going to find out how expensive snowflakes are to fix.
We're going to have a snowflake bee with our members where we're going to
fix them ourselves. Volunteers to help us thread the light tubes through the snowflakes so we can put them back up at least for a few more years.
Yeah, but we're finding ways to make it work. But not a lot of money right now. Marjorie Smith saying there used to be a box for batteries to be recycled at the senior center. It was removed by the fire department due to fire risk with lithium batteries.
Well, let me ask the fire chief. Batteries just don't self-explode, folks.
Like the lithium do, but they have to go below zero or something.
Or they have to be exposed to big heat. And
there's something in the planes, because you're not allowed to take your lithium batteries in the checked baggage because it goes below a certain temperature.
Right.
And then they can.
Well, let me ask the chief. This is 2 places now that have lost the battery recycling piece. So if that's the case, let's find out. We'll announce here next week where you can recycle batteries. Yeah. And a safer way to do it.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of viewers on right now through Facebook and YouTube. So let us know if you have some questions for us.
Like live. That, please.
It's fantastic.
We've been stumped twice today already. So let's get all the questions in that we can. that the mayor's got to go do research on for the next week before next Tuesday night.
But if you've got a question, we'll give you the answer. If not this week, then next week.
We'll always go back, and if we haven't answered it by next Tuesday, Grayden pulls out his fancy gadget and tells me, "Hey, we didn't answer about the batteries, so we're going to find it." So thank you, Marjorie, for sharing that with us. I will now go check with the fire chief also.
Right on. So when do the parks open up?
Well, the parks are never really closed, right? But I saw somebody asking today, when are you putting the nets up on the pickleball courts? Ooh. I would expect we're a month away from most of that, because what we don't want is another snowfall, and then people are out there shoveling or putting salt down so they can play pickleball or tennis. So we tend to start to really clean the parks up and start planning the plantings really before the May long weekend, in the month of May. So we've got a little over a month now of that cleaning up piece to do and the planning piece to do.
Very exciting. We've got Sharon Montgomery Anderson. She's asking if we could have Sarah Coleman and Karen back on again. And absolutely. I'm great.
That. Sarah's got some fantastic ideas on how to save money.
Yes.
I mean, and if you need it now, you need it now. That's for sure. It's a bit inflationary out there. So let's put that down. We think we've got some guests scheduled.
We've got some very special guests. We can't share who they are yet.
Next week or the week after.
Yep.
And so we will within the next 4 shows make sure we ask Sarah, can she come back on?
Absolutely. Right. But definitely tune in for the 25th. We can't share who it is yet, but it's going to be a great time. You're going to learn a lot.
Yep. Well, and speaking of Sarah, and we had I told you I was out doing Meals on Wheels with VON yesterday. Yep. But some of the great deliveries for yesterday wasn't just the meals of the day. There was teams doing that. The team I was working with was delivering very large boxes of produce and dry goods from Harvest Hands. Right? And that's more of a once a week delivery to some of the patrons. And then the VON still does the meals part also. And I know Steve Wookie and Rose Gibson were both out yesterday doing it, and both said what a fun time that was. So
absolutely. And Councillor Gibson saying, speaking of needing volunteers, I'm sure the Railway City Music and Arts Festival, which was just approved at special events, will be needing volunteers. So
I was
check their Facebook page.
At an event with Rick the other day, one of the organizers, and he's saying the same thing. It's tough to run a 4-day festival. It's a long time to try and get good acts, good music out there. If we're not getting good, first of all, volunteers to help, but also great vendors who also want to be part of a full weekend festival at Pinafore Park, the most beautiful park in Ontario. Right? So pick your choice. You want to be a volunteer at a music festival. You want to be a volunteer at one of our local.
And their lineup last year was phenomenal.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Very good.
Right, great local bands. And if you want it to grow, continue to grow, it has to make some seed money each year so that the year after it's capable of doing it again. Right?
Dale Cummings is saying we should have Rick from.
We should have Rick on. Did we have Rick on in the past?
I never had him on.
No. Well, then it's time we talked about the Railway City Arts and Music Festival right here on Mayor's Update too. So
absolutely.
Geez, we've just about filled ourselves up with guests into the summer now.
I love it.
Right? Well, we got and the Sock Hop coming up downtown, and soon after that we get into July and we've got the Nostalgia Nights.
Yeah, and we've got tax season. Now.
Right. And so, I know that the library is doing taxes, and so many of the great things that you can get as a Canadian citizen only happen if you filed your taxes.
Yeah.
So even if you think, I don't owe anything, get your taxes filed. You probably don't owe anything, but then you get some of the federal benefits and provincial benefits through having filed your taxes. Please do it. Wait, Sarah's on. She's volunteered.
Sarah Cole. Hi, Sarah. She's volunteered at the festival from sun up to sundown. And what an amazing event it was. And it's only getting better. Right. So this is Sarah Coleman, who we're also going to get on the show.
God, we want her on for other reasons. But this one here. So great. Thanks, Sarah, for sharing that with us too.
Love it. And the tax clinics at the library are free. So if you need any help, go on and get that done. I was just doing a podcast with Tara
Yes.
and Megan Vreeman about taxes for the EBRC podcast.
Perfect.
That Tara's putting together with her team. And it's got a lot of great information. It's going to be coming out soon. I will send a link to that on Established.
We probably need to be sharing. There's some great podcasts now happening in our community that isn't just Mayor's Update.
Yeah.
Like we call this a podcast, right? But there's some others out there that are sharing some fantastic, just
good
incredibly good interviews and extra news about what's happening in St. Thomas. So we should share all those too.
Mm-hmm. And history as well. Brett is asking about the special guest. Well, we're not going to share that just yet. It's going to be a secret.
Right.
Well, not a secret, but it'll come out in a little bit.
We can tell you then. We just can't tell you before that. And Sarah says she just joined us. Well, Sarah, somebody asked for us to have you on as a guest again soon about good shopping and saving money. So we're asking you, will you please come on? And we'll get in touch with you, Grayden or I, over the next couple of weeks as to when that can be. Because we think right now there's a whole lot of shopping happening in a different way than we've ever seen before too, right? With the Buy Canadian and saving money.
Yes, you got to do it. You got to be careful right now.
You know, we did a whole show and never mentioned tariffs once. That's good.
Never mentioned
tariffs. My whole life has been revolved around answering questions about tariffs. And that would be nice if you could hold somebody down to what tariff was going to happen when and how much it was. It just rotates through the incredible stupid machine. And I think that we are now starting to get used to let's do our best to wait and see with our keeping our powder dry before we react. So I think that's a better way to go. So best.
Sarah Coleman's saying, well, I love talking about finding great deals and I love supporting local.
Yay.
Absolutely.
Yay. All right. So you're doing Mayor's Update without Grayden and I. You just do it straight. You just come on and answer questions. And
we did that one time. It was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you did that one. No.
Yeah, it was Sarah. Yeah.
Yes. So great.
Fantastic.
Sounds like coming up soon. We will touch and make sure we get the right dates.
All right. Well, we're coming to the end of our show here.
Wow. Already. Yeah. Lots of things going on. As I said, I was teaching a Fanshawe class tomorrow, or at least helping with an accounting class tomorrow. I've got another meeting with Minister Flack now that he's back in business. I've already met once, and we're doing another meeting tomorrow about St. Thomas issues and other ways he can help, the provincial government can help us. We just are jam-packed with lots of things going on right now, and all to the good, but let's keep doing it.
Yep. Bing, bang, boom.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Mayor Joe for volunteering your time every week. Really appreciate it.
It's the very volunteer piece, and you do too, right? So it's great to get the message out there, what's going on in St. Thomas, and it sets us aside from other communities.
All right, folks. Have a great week. And you know what? We're going to see you next Tuesday.